Dear Randall, we are recording and we posted the link on our website as well as
All right. All right, I'm going to call the Thursday, July 14th, 2022, Northern Virginia Transportation Authority meeting to order. Just as a backup to everyone who might be. My teacher should. Give some information to everybody who might be watching us. And just for the purpose of the recording, we were having and still are having some issues with our YouTube link. And so two things are happening. One, we are recording this. And so anyone can go back and watch us in the future if they'd like to. Two, we've sent out the Zoom link that we use for authority members. And so anyone who wants to get onto the meeting via the Zoom link, you will be muted, so you can't speak, but you will be able to observe the meeting on advice of counsel. Both of those things, neither one of those things are required, but we said we would do them. So just out of an abundance of caution and an effort to be very, very transparent. We're both recording and it is on Zoom. The meeting has been called to order. What has happened so far is we did have a closed session. We went into closed session, handled that. I'm going to read us out of closed session, take that motion, and then we're going to go into our regular agenda. So having said that, I'm going to make the following motion to bring us out of closed session. I move that the members of the Northern Virginia Transportation Authority certify that one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements under Chapter 37, Title 2.2 of the Code of Virginia. And two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which closed session meetings were convened and heard, discussed, are considered by committee. That is the motion. Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. McKay. Discussion on the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? With the exception of Mr. Delegate Dave LaRock, all voting members of the authority are with us. And so that motion will pass unanimously with one voting member not being in the room today. I'm now going to ask Mr. Davis to do the roll call of the members. As I said, I think we're all here, but just for the record, you do a roll call, please, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Councilmember Snyder.
Here.
Chairman McKay.
Here.
Chair Wheeler.
Here.
Board Chair Crystal.
Here.
Mayor Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Davis Younger.
Here.
Mayor Rischel.
Here.
Mayor Meyer.
Here.
Senator Boysko.
Here.
Delegate LaRock. Mr. Bedell.
Here.
Ms. Hines.
Here.
Mr. Cole.
Here.
Mayor Wood. Mr. Lynch.
Here.
And Mr. Horsley.
Here.
We do have a quorum. We do indeed have a quorum. Next, we're going to approve the minutes from the June 9th, 2022 meeting. The meeting summary minutes are in your package. I will make the motion, and then if there's any changes to it, we can have the motion, we have the discussion inside the motion. So I will make a motion to approve the June 9th, 2022 meeting summary minutes. That's a motion. Motion. And then second, is there discussion on the motion for the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will pass. That motion will pass with 2 abstentions. One, Ms. Crystal and Mr. Wilson will abstain, and Mr. LaRock is not in the room. I'm sorry, Mr. Meyer. I'm sorry, Mr. Meyer. You two don't look nothing alike. Or something like that.
Chair Randall, was that second?
That was seconded by Mayor David Younger.
Younger.
Yes, yes, sir.
Just wanted to know.
All right. And that will, you got that, all right? We'll move now to action items. The first action item is the approval of Loudoun County Route 15 bypass widening Battlefield Parkway to Montressor Road. I don't need a presentation on this. I know this issue quite very well. I would ask my other counterpart from Loudoun County, Senator Boysko, do you need a presentation?
I do not.
All right, then I'm going to make a motion unless anyone else is dying for this presentation. Okay. I move the approval of the proposed standard project agreement 2018-02 Loudoun County Route 15 bypass widening Battlefield Parkway to Montresor Boulevard in accordance with MBTA approved project description sheet as amended by the standard project agreement and authorized by Chief Executive Officer, signed on behalf of the authority.
Second.
Motion is made by Chair Randall, seconded by Senator Boyce. Discussion on the motion. Route 15 in Loudoun County is one of the most congested roads in all of Virginia. It is not just that it is congested, it is also that it is highly, highly dangerous. A lot of the traffic on Route 15 is coming in from Maryland. Not all of it is, much of it is not in Loudoun County, but it's still a very dangerous road. It is a 2-lane road that goes from the middle of Leesburg all the way up to the Maryland border. And there are no shoulders, there is no median strip. And so when there is an accident, it is a very severe accident. In addition, because the road is so congested, if you have a driving app like Waze or MapQuest, the driving app will send you through our smallest towns and villages, which means we have huge trucks going through our towns and villages, and this adds to the unsafe condition of the road. So it's not just the congestion alone, although we do congestion relief relative to the cost. It is also the safety issue that we are dealing with. And so I do appreciate all the work that the staff has done, and I appreciate that we had to do an amendment, and I appreciate my colleagues' support on this item.
I would like to say, as a resident, this is much needed. I agree with everything. Use that particularly the accidents that occur on that stretch. That's very serious.
Thank you. Any other discussions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will pass unanimously with only Mr. LaRock not being here. We will now move to action number 5, the adoption of the 6-year program. I should say it is my understanding that we do have, is this people we have people to speak on? Because I'm not gonna allow that. Is this the item?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have people who would like to have a discussion on this. However, because we actually had a time for public comment, I feel that if we allow people to speak on this today, then we would be outside of the bounds of what we should do, because public comment period was advertised. You could have commented in person, you could have sent called with the phone, you could have sent an email, but that time has passed. And so it would be unfair, an unfair practice to allow some people to have more time to comment than others. And so although I do know there are people who like to speak in this comment without objection, I am not going to allow that because the public comment period has closed. Okay. Does anyone need any more information on the 6-year program that you don't have right now? Yes, sir.
We're entertaining motions.
We're entertaining motions.
All right. I move the Northern Virginia Transportation Authority adoption of the FY22 to 27 6-year program.
Second.
I'll give that second to the vice chair. It was made by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Mr. Snyder. Discussion on the motion, Mr. Wilson.
I just want to, obviously, I think the chair talked a little bit about some of the process, and it's the culmination of a year-long process. Just a little over a year ago, and staff has done an excellent job in attempting to work with the localities and vet these projects and come to a recommendation that applies our both quantitative and qualitative metrics, as well as look at the long-term benefits across jurisdictions. So you see a recommendation that funds 20 to 26 candidate projects that were ultimately proposed. And I think it's a balanced approach with a variety of modes. We did have some conversation with the PPC around how we encourage various modes in the future that are underinvested in, but ultimately we think this is a pretty good balance of priorities of the region, and the PPC unanimously supported the staff's recommendation.
Thank you, sir. Other discussion on this motion? I would only say that I concur with Mr. Wilson in saying that it's balanced in many ways. It's balanced transit to road, but it's also balanced geographically, which is not always easy to do because a big area, but it is found geographically as well. So no other discussion? All in favor, no, motion made by Mr. Wilson, second by Mr. Snyder. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passed unanimously with Mr. LaRock being not in the room. And then our third and final action item tonight, I think that is an action item tonight, is the approval of public comment period of September 8th, 2022, at the public hearing for the transaction update. I will make a motion and we have discussion within the motion. I would the authority approve the employee approval of September 8th, 2022 as a public hearing date and Monday, August 1st, 2022 until midnight on Sunday, September 18th as the public hearing comment period. But I made a motion. Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Motion made and second by Senator Boysko. Discussion on the motion. I would just simply say that it's been a busy year. This has been a busy year, and I think it's going to continue to be busy. And we really, I think public comment is probably one of the most important things we can do here. In fact, that we have all right, is it good? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will pass unanimously as well, with the exception of David Rock, who's not in the room. On discussion items, the Governance and Personnel Committee did not meet this month because there was not much to meet about. It is in your package. It is in your package.
Phil is an act.
Tracy, what's the
I mean,
meaning
you
of
all
that?
know that they passed the budget, signed the budget, there's additional money for transportation, gas tax holiday did not pass. And they're still in session, so they're coming back September 7th for judges.
Oh, for judges.
That's it.
You're like, what?
But not.
So they're coming back on the 7th, September 7th? Okay. Anything else on, I have nothing else on government personnel. We got through without any of our money being touched. None being returned, but none being taken out. So we're gonna take that partial win and move on. Planning and Programming Committee, Mr. Wilson.
I gave you my report earlier. We met, we recommended, and we moved on.
All right. There we go. Advisory Committee, I don't think Ms. Colbert's here, is she? She is not. For the Tech Advisory Committee, every time Randy Boyce is in the room, Monica introduces him to me again. You're not forgettable. I don't know why he introduced to you.
Try not to be.
You're not forgettable. But do you have anything you'd like to?
I have nothing to report. My more similar to Mayor Wilson's. We met, we did, you just approved, so good.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mayor Snyder, do you have anything for the Transportation Technology Committee?
Well, thanks for the promotion to mayor.
I'm sorry.
Some folks- I've been there, done that, and some folks might disagree with the promotion, but thank you for that. I do want to encourage people to read this. I'm going to read quickly one paragraph. Mr. Jasper explained he's our planner on use of scenario analysis. 3 key takeaways include that if modern technologies of the kind that we're talking about were adopted in accordance with assumptions made, they could generate a 25% fall in person hours delay, a 37% reduction in duration of severe congestion, and 28% less emissions. So all I'm suggesting is that in future plans and future projects, let's try to include more technology because the benefits are potentially huge for the cost. Anyway, end of message. Thanks.
Good message, good message. Councilmember Snyder. Wonderful. The executive CEO report, Ms. Bachman.
Madam Chair, the bulk of what I have to say this evening is in your packet. I do want to know if you grabbed dinner, you saw the little MBTA logo cookie. Well, we have more out there because the MBTA actually. The authority we have plenty. Watch your sugar though, they are sweet, so please watch your sugar levels. But the authority has turned 20. We were created July of 2002. And we have turned 20. Normally we would do a little something, but this year is really tough to divert any staff resources away from the 6-year program update and the transaction update. However, we have a brief, very brief video I would like to share with you to commemorate the occasion. Hopefully, I have.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah.
That's not our friend tonight. Councilman Snyder, apologies, just not our friend tonight.
Because of our streaming.
Where can it be found?
I can. Can you try to reach this channel?
It's on the YouTube channel.
Well, anyway, Senator Warner was Governor Warner at the time,
yeah,
who
yeah.
signed the bill that created the authority into law, and he wanted to just say, he's proud of the authority. And synopsis. So anyway, and the work that you all are doing. That's it in a nutshell.
Does he say how important it is to not take any more money out of the authority?
So I will share the video. And make sure you have it. But Madam Chair, that's all I have for my report. I do want to say thank you to staff. Again, I've said this before. When we started the 6-year program and transaction updates, we can do them both in the same year. We will not do that again. But just thank you to you and your staff, because it's not only a lot of work on our end, it's work on your end as well. And just thank you. We are trying to make sure that we are geographically and modally balanced, meeting the intent of the law. And there are several laws that we have to be honest, making sure the performance measures and the weighting and all of that is for those of you who have been with us the longest. And I will say, he pointed this out to me. We adopted transaction, which the current transaction was adopted in October of 2017. There were actually 7 of you who are in the room now who voted for that update. I won't call any names. I hope you remember who you are, but just thank you, a huge thank you to you and to my staff and to your staff. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Portman, and thank you to the staff as well. This has been an interesting year for a lot of reasons, but you guys just kept pushing through. So thank you. We've also done a lot of hiring this year. And so we do appreciate all of the new staff that's in the room and all the things that you all do. My only comments are what Sharon Willoughby always tell me at the meeting in July. If you call me in August, it's like, they're going to get my voicemail. Right?
Wow, times have changed. Fairfax County.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Sharon would be like, call me in August and you'll be in trouble. August was pretty sacrosanct for Sharon. Call Jeff.
I'll answer, unfortunately.
Call Jeff. No, seriously, thank you to the staff. Thank you to everybody who did a lot of work the first part of this year. And we have to power through the rest of the year, but we've done so much work already this year. So I have nothing else. For the good of the bot, we're gonna tell me online now.
Well, before, I don't think we got on recording the motion to go into the closed session. If we could know who motioned and then.
The motion was made by me and seconded by Ms. Crystal. It passed unanimously. I write all that down.
Thank you.
Sure. No
No,
problem.
no.
Yes.
If I can, for a quick point of privilege. So obviously the last 24 hours in Alexandria, we've had some pretty heavy hearts. And we lost our longtime Mayor Terry Donnelly, who was a member of this body. We determined on 2 different occasions, both when he was mayor and then later as the governor's representative. And so long before it was cool to be on MBTA. And, you know, Kerry obviously was a dear friend of mine and a dear friend of so many, and I know many of you as well. And he was also a real stalwart believer in the regionalism and particularly around transportation. And I think he saw the power of the work that we all do here on a regular basis. So we're certainly dearly going to miss him, though we don't have arrangements yet, but we should soon, and I'll make sure I get it out to everyone once we do. So I suspect it will be. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you all for giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anybody else? Anything else? I will see you all in September for the good of the body. We are adjourned. Good luck. All right.